Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is about something a little bit controversial when it comes to the infinite banking concept. Yes, the infinite banking concept has lots of benefits, lots of guaranteed things that we love. But today's video, we're going to talk about some challenges that you've got to know about and you're going to have to overcome if you're thinking about getting started with infinite banking. So this video, it's the 3 problems that you need to know about before you get started with infinite banking. Let's dive in. Now, if you're new here, what you should know before we jump into the video is that I am an infinite banking practitioner. And what that means is that I have a certification to be able to help you get to know, understand, get set up with infinite banking policies. But I'm also an owner of infinite banking policies, which means that these problems affect me too. So let's get to the first one. Problem number 1, high costs. Now, you're going to hear about this from anyone on the internet or any book that you're reading that knows a little bit about infinite banking and also sells insurance. Now, here's what they mean. They mean that whole life insurance has high costs when you pit it against term life insurance. And I totally understand and agree with that. And of course, you need whole life insurance to do infinite banking, and therefore, infinite banking is expensive. It's got a high cost. But here's what they're not telling you. Whole life insurance and term life insurance have different attributes or different things that the policies do. And because they have different things that the policies do, I don't think they should be compared at all. Let me give you a different example and see if this makes sense. Purchasing a home is more expensive than renting a home, right? You'd probably agree with me. Think about it for a second. We've got the mortgage, we've got taxes, we've got insurance, we've got repairs, we've got HOA fees, we've got all sorts of stuff that involve purchasing a home, owning a home. It's more expensive than renting a home. But owning a home has a few more attributes, a few more benefits than renting a home. So generally speaking, purchasing a home is more expensive than renting a home, but people still strive to purchase their homes, the more expensive option. And the reason they do that is because of the benefits, the attributes that owning a home comes with that renting a home just doesn't. That's the same thing that's going on here in the infinite banking concept. See, infinite banking is going to give you some guarantees and some benefits that regular old life insurance or term insurance just won't. If you're really gung-ho or really want those benefits, then you can't just compare costs because you're getting something extra with doing infinite banking that you wouldn't get by just purchasing regular old life insurance. Problem number 2, it takes a lot of time to build cash value. And that's true, especially if you're thinking that infinite banking is some sort of get-rich-quick scheme or plan. It's not. If you're wanting to use your infinite banking policies to finance your biggest purchases right out of the gate, then you could be a little bit frustrated because infinite banking is about setting up your banking system. It's about financing and having control over everything in your life, not just your biggest purchases. A lot of people get started with infinite banking and need to learn now how to be a private or personal banker. And so even if they had enough cash value to do their biggest and most expensive purchases, they wouldn't actually know how to do it just yet. I think it's a really cool thing that cash value builds over time and always gets better. And what that means is if you learn how to use the cash value that you start with, by the time that you've made it just a few years into your policy, you're going to be a pro at knowing what to do with the high cash value dollars that your infinite banking policy can provide. Problem number 3, not all policies are created equal. This is becoming more and more evident and true every time I chat with somebody about infinite banking. There's a lot of noise out there that you can use any regular old life insurance policy to do infinite banking. A few people are now saying that you can use indexed universal life insurance policies to do infinite banking. And the reality is that that is just not the case. You've got to have a specifically structured and designed whole life insurance policy from a mutual company that pays dividends in order to do infinite banking really well. And so my suggestion to you in order to overcome this problem is to always use an infinite banking practitioner or someone that you trust or has the certification in order to set you up with the right style of policy. The last thing we want is for you to get to a place, whether you're a few months in or a few years in, ready to use your infinite banking policy and it wasn't set up so you could do so. You've been accumulating all this money so you can go deploy it to be your own banker, and all of a sudden there's a policy design flaw that doesn't allow you to do so. Now, I've talked about some key features that are needed in order to set up the perfect IBC policy in some of my other videos. I'll put a link to that in the description so you can watch that if you're interested in getting started. So there you have it, some of the key challenges or problems that you need to know about to overcome on your journey to get started with infinite banking. It may not be for everyone, and we understand that, but if you watch these videos and understand the issues or the problems, you'll have a better understanding of how to overcome them so you can practice being your own private banker. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and you can learn more and more things about personal finance and infinite banking. Don't forget to check out the links that I'll put in the description of this video if you want to watch any of those other videos. But until next time, good to see you and happy banking.
Gave a lot of game, we never got a lot of things. Bow your head and say the prayer, we taught you how to be the bank.